Hello guys, and thank you for joining again for the part 7 of 14 of the Lego Arcade Pac-Man. As we done in part 6, we've managed to put all of the side art. We ain't put none of the side art on, but we've done all the sides and built it all up. We've done structural going across the top with some mechanisms going in, you know, so it gives it some strength at the end of the day. We had a few little hiccups, but nothing really major on that front, but it's started to take shape there. So we've done all the top, you know, so now it looks like we're building it up. So we're not far from completion. We're more than halfway through. So, you know, like I said, this is episode 7 of that front. So let's open up the 7th bag and get some of this started, because I know how long this takes. It's a big project. Lego is always a big project to do, regardless what it's, you're always going to end up having that. And the other 2 little bags of the 7s, I won't tip them out, not just yet, until most of these go down, but you will need these parts. So some of them will have multiple bag-ish bits to put these in, so give or take. Anyway, which is cool. You know, look, we've got another 2 bags of bits in there. That's what I'm saying, because now it looks like, you know, we've started to come across some bits that we do need to start putting together, like backs and things like that. So that's quite a lot of these standoffs. So this could be the start, and I think this is going to be the start of the front of the arcade, where the ghosts and the Pac-Man get chased around on there, because it is a mechanical mechanism by the handle. That's the high idea of the side, so you can see it being chased around the board at the end, which is cool. I do like the look of it. And we do have these pieces, which are these pieces right here at the end of the day. So you should have 2, and we got 2 exactly at the end of the day. So yeah, we need 2 of them pieces, and this is going to be part of that build. So when you look, you can actually see a feint of where the Pac-Man and the ghosts are going to be chased around. So this is going to be now of where this is going at the front, and I think that's what these are for, basically. So that's going to be interesting. So right, so what do we need? Obviously we've got these 2 pieces, and that does make sense while there's a lot of these in there at the end of the day. So we're going to need 20 pieces. Wow. So we need pieces of, they've got yellow ones. Have they got yellows? Why have they got yellow? We got some yellow ones? It doesn't say. Right, leave that for a minute. Just put the yellow one, the red ones. The idea of the yellows going on, these have to go in a certain order. That's what the yellows are for, the yellow circles. It's just that they ain't got no yellow bits in them. It's just that these have to be spaced out onto a specific location on these boards. So it's critical why these need to be placed in that order. So first things first, right? Again, it's not saying what one you need, but it looks like you've got to put them near enough all the way round, except up the top. So there's no left or right on these boards, is there? No, it don't look like it. No. So I suppose you can use both sides of these. Doesn't say. Okay. So it says on there, you don't put these all the way across. So you leave these ones blank. So 20 of these, and these have to be spaced out. So you miss one and put one in. And you look like you can do that all the way up, but just not at the top at the end of the day. Cool. So again, with these little standoff ones, the little cap has to be protruded up to the top. The long shaft goes all the way in. So this is where it gets a little bit, you know, it's not too bad actually. I was expecting that to, you know, that last part. I thought, wow, made a little bit of a boo-boo on that arm, on that thing, but it's the way the book is. You know, it's really not the easiest. It's not really friendly of telling you where to put these in. So, but I am right in saying, do we put these all the way in? No, we have to take one of these out. I'm glad we did, and we did check. Right, okay. So on one of these on the side, we do two at the top. The centre one we leave in the middle. I suppose that's why it's got a clip. It's got to be clipped in, and I have to do the same with the other side. So when I get up to here, I'll leave one out. Cool. Okay. Fair enough. So it pays you to have a look. So I won't put one in the next one. It says leave that out. So it's just 3 up from the bottom, leave 1 out, put 2 in the top. That's it. Right, cool. Okay. And this is so it's supposed to be. So you've left 1 out. So the third one down, it should stay blank. Okay. Fair enough. Now on the book, it's saying on there, now these have to be precise in certain locations where these have to be. So I'm going to copy it that where it's highlighted in yellow. So again, this is why it's saying in 20 in total. Lou, no, she's not in today. No, she's not in today. And again, repeat on the other side. So it looks like we've just put 4 just in one corner. So 3 alongside that one. That's it. And then basically we do another one there and another one there. Cool. So now we've got this sort of segregated look on both sides, which is really cool. Okay. Now at the bottom one, just one above before it's empty, what we need to do is just put 1 above the, not quite in line of that. So, and then we just need to put 1 down. That's what it looks like to me. We're going to rinse and repeat and do the same again. Cool. We're going to count and make sure there's exactly 20 in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 20. It should be 34 in total. So let me double check. Exactly 34. So it's 34 actually in line. So that matches. It's exactly it. I've copied that like for like on that front. So now that's got the correct layout of where these, because there's some little Pac-Man, there's some little ghosts in there for some reason, little tiny ghosts. So, but we don't put them on yet because we haven't come back to them yet. Remember, we've got some, these are the tracks that we need to put together for the ghost to chase around, because it's going to be, we're going to be doing a mechanical side, which is going to be cool on that front. So on the backs on these, so we need 2 of these at the end of the day. Now we haven't got to this one yet because it hasn't mentioned anything, right? So it just says just do one, so I'm doing one, so it's exactly what it said. So I've got 2 of these. We've got 2 of the they're probably going to be in the other bag, aren't they? No, they're not going to be in that bag. Are they going to be in that bag? And they're going to be, they look like they're in that bag. Wow. 2. No, hold up. These don't look like them. Let me just double check to make sure. Because I want to make sure that these are right. I don't want to get these wrong. No. Right, okay. Would they be in the other bag? I wonder. These just look like chain links. Ah, no they're not. There we are. They are in this bag. See what I mean? So I said double check. We need these little standoff ones and we need 2 of these. And they put them bits, so let's put them back in the bag. And that's why I said double check, make sure you can't put the wrong, you don't want to put the wrong bits on there. Right, so cool. So where it's at the top, it sits in, these bits then need to sit on the 6 of what we put. So then it puts these bits on. So this is why it's critical. So these sit in a corner, and the 2 little bits that I've just dug out the bag, they sit on them too, which it does. It sits on there snugly, quite nicely. At the end of the day, nice one. So cool. Now we need 5 of the other little are these of the standoffs, or these, because again, very vague. It's very vague. No, it's probably not. It's going to be the black ones, because otherwise it would have come up beige. So again, the black ones. So we need some of these black ones. So we need 5 of these black ones. It is these. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So it's these ones that we need, because they need to clip on to the board. So we need to put these round a specific way now, right? So these are both the same, front end and back, right? But these have to be on a specific route of where these go on the board, because again, of precision. So we put one right next to it, looks like, and the other one is in diagonal, right in line of where that is. So, which is not going to probably do it justice because you can't see at the end of the day. Let me put the other light on. These guys might be able to see at the end of the day. So you can actually, might be able to just see it a little bit better. That's better. I can see it on the camera. That's where you need to sit, right? So we need to put that in that specific location. Again, opposite. One at one end, one opposite. So they're segregated, right? You can actually see on the board. So they're like a diagonal. There's got to be a reason why they've done that. Now, the 5th one, looking at the board, you need to take where this is situated, the one that we put the bits on, and we look like we take it from the top, from there, but move it up over one. So we miss one little hole and put one right next to it. So it's not in line of the gap of the whole ones on there that's got nothing in. We don't want nothing remaining sitting in that just yet at the end of the day. So we've got that situated. Cool. Right, now we need 2 of these, and again another 4 of them what we just took. So again another 4. So that's 2, 3, 4. Because this is going to be quite a big build of the chain, because we haven't got to the chain yet, which we have to put in. So again, looking at the board, that's correct, the way that's situated. What we need to do next is put 1 at 1. We need to times this by 2. So what we need to do is just put 1 on either end of these little standoffs, which is really cool. Right, okay. Cool, so we got 2 at the end of the day. Right, now on the board, where this one is located, we need to go down the next one to it, so it's now in line with that, so it makes a line going down. And it's the same with that one. We'll take it on this side and we'll just poke it in, and it sits right in line, so there's no gap basically, except for in the centre, but it's in line of that where they had nothing going in for it, because now we've got obviously these going through, which is correct. Right, cool. We're on page 164. Good, we're making great progress. So again, put it to one side. So the arcade, at the minute, the bar top, you're not doing nothing to that. You're now building the front for the bar top, so which is cool. So it looks like you need 1 of them, 1 of the white ones, and now 1 of the cream. Yes, we should have a cream, 1 of the short, no, yep, 1 of the long ones. That's the ones, what we got there. Cool. So these are the ones you should have. 1 black, 1 cream, 1 white. At the end of the day. Cool. Right, now these have to go in a specific way, again, looking at this. So, which way? The short one goes in, goes in parallel? Parallel to not the top part, but the second part of that bit. So it looks like we skip 1. Yes, we skip 1. Skip 1, wherever that is, and I'll show you in a minute. Okay, that was that the cream? Oh, you need 2 of each. Sorry, thought it didn't make sense. It's me, misread it. And we need another white one. Thought you said 1 of each. We don't. It's 2 of the white, 2 of the cream, 1 of the black. So again, same thing. Move 1. And the way that is situated, right, at the end of the day, is just that you move it, it's in parallel of that part what we just put in at the end of the day, and you've put that, where you've put that part in, then you just miss 1 gap, and then you put that, the short shaft sits in, so it sits in nice and snug at the back there, and then it's it's parallel with each other, but you've obviously got 3 in a gap, which apart, so you should have 1 either apart from that. That sort of makes sense. Now it's the same with the bottom part, right? So we're again, where we're getting off on this is that basically you need to put in, double check, that single black piece goes right in the centre of that where the cream goes, right? So the cream ones, you want the black right in the centre. So you can actually see on that front. So we want to put the black right in the centre of in between the 2 creams. So you've now got one out, 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, and then obviously like that. So now we put from the bottom, the 2 white ones, we take it from the second pin from this side, move it, lose 1 hole and put 1 in of the short side, right? And then we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th hole. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it then runs parallel to this, which that's exactly what it runs to. So it runs alongside there. So we miss one gap on that front, and that's exactly where that should be. Cool. Okay. So so far so good. Right. So we now need to make something else. Right. Cool. Jesus. This is a project not for the faintest. So what we need now is one hole of that. What else do we need? That looks like a... Never seen one of these before. Is that one of them? I don't know. Not the... It looks like it. Need two of them, I suppose. I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you what I'll dig out. And two cogs. Two of the black cogs. So it looks like, because there ain't nothing else in amongst them. Let's double check. Because again, very vague. No. Is that for the wheels? I don't know, see, because again, it's not very... It won't be for them. It won't be for them things, will it? Let me double check. Oh, it might be. Yes, I think it probably is. Put these back. They don't look right. It looks like these wheels, and I'll show you. Because they've got like little groove marks in these wheel things. Which is not helping at the end of it. So two cogs and two of these wheel things. So if you look on there, it looks like they've got like a groove, like, you know, spinning. But looking on there on the book, it's not very well sort of documented, but it looks like it at the end of the day. I don't know. It's not the greatest, but you've also got these small ones as well. And I don't know which one it is, because again, documentation is not great on there at the end of it. So I don't know. Do these well, the cogs actually sit for the white one down the bottom. Cool. Right, which we've got on here. I'm a bit sceptical because I'm not 100% sure what sits on these. The cone, the cylinder, sits in the black one at the centre, right? Which is cool, and it doesn't twist, because these ones twist like the cog ones do. They sit there and twist, so it's a gear mechanism. So what are these sitting? Do these? I'm going to say, yeah, these probably do sit in the centre. I'm going to say it sits right down at the bottom, because then you've got half of the shaft sticking up, and that's what it looks like. It looks like half the shaft sticking up. So I'm going to stick with them. It's not vague, but it's a bit on the what if side. So we'll leave them in and see where we get on. And if I need to come back, I can always change them if I have to at the end of the day. So, right, okay, so the next part is we need 3 of these. Right, okay. We need... Right, okay, so we need 2 of these other ones. I think after this is going to be the last of the build of, because it's 7:15, so this one's going to take it out of me and it will finish up. So we're on part 7 on that, what we're working on at the moment, and that's going to be the last for today, because I've done quite a lot already on this. So we've done 3 of them, and we need 6 of the 2s. Oh God. Right, okay. I knew this one was going to be complex. 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. And the black standoffs, which will be in this bag. And these little shaft ones, we need, how many do we need? 21? Wow. 21 of the black. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Easier if I just put out 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Wow, 21. That's quite out of a... Put all these back, don't need them. We're going to need them for later. Cool. 21. Right, so again, these look like the twos. These have to be now poked into the threes. Probably that's why you need 21 of them. Right, okay. 2 goes into 2, 3 go into 3. That makes it easier. Yeah, so what it is, so when you're building these, you need to fill these holes up. So they've all got to go around, you know, the 2s go into the 2s, the 3 goes into the 3s. That's probably why you need 21. Cool. Cool. Yeah, any more for any more? Nearly done. Yes, use 21 of them up. Must have calculated that right. Wow. Okay. I've got 2 more left after that. Oh, Jesus, why does it need 20? Yeah, that's why. Okay. Yep, it's used all them up. So they're all in, all plugged in. Cool. Okay. 21 of them. So you need 6. Now these have got to be darted around the board. Looking at the board. Right. This is only 1/2. We've got to do the top half yet, which is probably why we ain't got to that part yet. So anyway. So the 6 of the 2s. So we should have 6 of the 2s. 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you'll have 3 of the 3s. So 6 of the 2s and 3 of the 3s. Move them up there so they don't get confused. Let's take the 6 2s because it tells you where to put them first, and these have to go in a specific location in between the cogs. So where these 2 are going at the bottom, looks like you move one and put one right in between. Cool. So it looks like it goes in between the 2 cogs. Right, that's the first one. Second one, we can't pass the cog, lose one gap, and again, not from the bottom. I'll show you where I put it. That looks about right to me. Yep. No, that's a 3. That's got to come out. Sugar lumps. That's a 3 that's got to go there. Right, okay. So it says put a 3 there. I can hear them bloody fireworks going off. Unbelievable. Right, yep. So a 3 goes in its place. Right, so where the opposite plug is. And then the 2 goes at the side, at the top of it. Cool. Which it does. Right, okay. And then we put another 3. Let me double check. Oh no, I think they have to be moved up one. No, these were wrong. Thought it was. Right, so reasons why I say double check. So it looks like you move it near the cog. The 3 goes up near the cog, because I can only see a small gap in it. That's right, it is now. And then you put the 2. It's not supposed to be in parallel with this third one, so it looks like an L. Right, that's it. Then the 3 goes from the bottom. You lose one, so it goes up. It's double check. It's just double check, because these have to go in the correct orientation, and it's really confusing. So that goes from there. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that goes from there. Hold up a minute, because it's saying on there that's a 3, and they shouldn't be sitting. You're supposed to have a gap. So from the top there, the front, yeah, so you can see the 2, yeah, okay. From the top, that one going down, no, so that can't be right, because it's saying on there you've got to miss one at the bottom, so that can't be right from the 3, because if I move it up one, it then pushes it to a 4th. It looks like a continuous line, so that's obviously wrong. Again, it's really confusing. Right, let's do a 2 and see if we can go from there. Right, where this is above it, we lose one, come down. Even this is not being a bit, it's been a bit skeptical, because I don't quite understand. It's highlighting in yellow where these have got to go on the board, and it's not really helping at all. So let me look at the other picture, and I might be able to guide it from there, because that might actually help me. So we've got 6. No. So they're wrong. The top parts are wrong. See? Again, always end up throwing me off. Guarantee it. So it's got these top ones have got to sit. This is why it's throwing me off. So the top parts of these have got to go right up flush. Right up flush at the end of the day. And again, the top one goes right up flush. That is why this is throwing me off. Because again, that's what's doing it. Right, cool. Now we skip one. Now it makes sense. Cool. Looks a lot better. Looks a hell of a lot better now. So it looks like now we do the same again with the other 2, because these are wrong. Which will be that one. So that one then becomes that one, and that makes that then so much better, because now obviously if I put a 2 above from there, that then lines up much better. That is a lot better now. That seems to now make sense. I'll show you in a minute what I've done. Just want to make sure these all line up. So we need to take a 3. We've missed a gap. Cool. 3 at the bottom of that. Miss a gap. Cool. Now we've got 2s here. So let me put these 2s in, and I can see where to show you what I've done. And then that one goes. That one's there. That one's there. That's above that. Cool. That's in the centre. Cool. At the end of the day, so we need to put 1 there. Cool. Okay. And we need to put 1 down the bottom. Right, cool. Now let me show you what I've done. So in the book where it tells you to move it down one, you don't. Because on page 117, when you look at it, you need to rectify this because it's, again, confusing. You need to move these up, so these are flush, but on the other page, it's telling you to move it down. On there, it tells you to move it up, because this don't line up, otherwise it doesn't match up, and this is important. This is where the Pac-Man sits. So, again, move these up, then move these two up, right? One diagonal with each other, same that side. Then move that up in parallel with that. Then move that up. Then these then sit into play, because then you lose a gap, and then you've got the correct sequence what is showing on now at the end of the day. So when you're putting these on, use page 117 as the correct diagram of the way this should be set up, because now it's 100% correct. Where the previous page, which would have been 115, is telling you to move it down. Oh, that's really bogging. That really blow your mind. That will that deep reading. So I've used that. I've done that. It's, remember, these things are not the easiest to work on. So yeah, I would say that's correct. That I would stick with that. That looks much more in the right orientation, the way that should be. So cool. That was a headache. Right, so okay, let me start on the next part then. How many do we need of them? One of them. We need a cog. Cool. We need a brown one of them. Cool. And a red one of the standoffs. One of them. Cool. Okay. Now it looks like we're going to be making a gear to go through. So first things first. The long stem goes right through one of these, because it doesn't matter, because look, it turns, so it makes no difference. The red cap goes in, the long shaft clicks in, so you've got a little red bit showing, right? So you can actually see that. And then the cog goes in underneath, and then that's it. So now it don't say push it all the way down, but again, on the whole, we need to connect to this cog, this cog here. So this is where we need to connect. So again, looking at that, how's that cog connect to that cog? Does that connect to there? Oh God, again, not very helpful. It's telling you to push it in, and that cog won't go. It won't. If it's at the top, it'll go through. Wow. So I missed one hole. So it looks like it's on the second part of that hole. So looks like it goes up. How many does that skip up? So it looks like it's on that other part. So it's one. So it's on this part. So it looks like it goes one above. Right, okay. Right. There's probably another gear waiting to be mixed up in that. But that's how it sits, basically. In that front. So that's how it's asking him to sit. So it's asking to sit like that. So it's separate. Okay, fair enough. I'll leave it. We'll come back to that in a minute. Don't let it scratch your head, because otherwise your brain's alert trying to work it out. It does. Right, now it looks like we're trying to make a chain link up, and we need 11 of the chain link. Right, drag them out. It's going to be easier, isn't it? Of course it will be. We don't need the blues. We don't need the greys. Standoff ones. Them long shaft. We just need this chain link, and please be careful with this chain link. It is extremely tiny, and it's not the easiest, because you need 11 parts, and they're all the same part, so there's no right way or wrong way with these. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. So what we need to do now is, oh, it looks like you need these shaft things to actually pop them through. So what are those? It says you need one with the link sticking out. Is there one with a link sticking out? I didn't see it. They all look the same. Wow. Unless that's in a different packet, I don't know. Ah, yes it is, it's here. So you need one, which is one of these. So, again, so you need one of these with a long staff sticking out. So please be careful with these, because these look like now, these can easily break at the end of the day. So, right, here we go. So how do we put these together? Do these clip in? Because look how tiny they are. Oh my god. Yep, they do click in. So basically you just take the little tiny shaft on that front and they just clip in. So you're creating a link. So one goes up, one goes down, one goes up, one goes down. You can put them any way you want. I don't think it's going to make no difference. Once these are in. But you can easily break these. I can see why. Strong though. But yeah. Just please guys, take your time when you're putting these together. This is not for the faintest of hearted. Bloody no. Now what I'm doing with my chain link, I'm putting one up, one down, one up, one down. The reasons why I'm doing that is because then, if it's all in one direction, it takes the strain out of it going in one direction. So it makes it, I mean, it's not telling you, it's telling you to put it in one direction. I'm not. I'm putting mine one up, one down. I don't think it's going to make any difference, to be honest. It's not under talk. I mean, as long as you can make a chain up, that's all that matters. And then right at the end, because you can flip it round, we've made one small chain link up, basically. That's what we need to do, which is cool. It's got a long way to go yet. No way is this going to be finished just yet. This is going to be the last finish of the day because it's 7:30 already. So, we've still got quite a bit to do. Looking at all that chain link, there's quite a lot there at the end of the day. So, I've done the 11 parts and that one extension, right? Now, it looks like we're going to have to do the same again. Exactly the same again. 11 parts. We need to take 11 parts of these out. I'm going to put them other bits over there because that's going to be easier. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. It's got half that packet down already. Right, okay, same thing again. One up, one down. One up, one down. that one down. Lovely jubbly. Need to edit some of these parts of these. I'll probably spend a day just bloody doing editing, video editing. Right, got another little the chain link. Lovely. Right, now what we need to do now is extend that section onto that, which we have. So we put that in the centre and we now got a nice long length. Exactly what we need. Now, it says in this bag you should have one of these funny shaped nozzles, which we have, and we need one of them little standoffs. I thought it was, so I've got that right. It was them big wheels that you do need to put on there at the end of the day. Cool. Okay, so we put the shaft on one, and the standoffs go on the top. So it looks like a little chimney with a little flat piece on that. So we've got a nice strong bit of track. Cool. Telling you so to do it. Fine. Okay. Right. Now we need to wrap it round the cog system. This is probably why. So you keep straight away. Now you need to keep this up. You obviously can't go down because otherwise you won't go around. This has got to be wrapped around the cogs. So again, they must have timed this where this was correct. This is part of the cog mechanism, and it does. It fits like a glove. And I can see. So if you can see on that front, it's a little bit loose. But it does go round. I mean, remember, you're going to have some resistance, but you can't go too tight, because if it's too tight, it'll break something. It's got a little bit of slack on that front, and it's telling you in the picture that it should sit like this, basically. So we want a cog system setup. Top cog, small and then two cogs at the side, and that's exactly what we've got. Basically, one looks like it's closer, which it is, which is one over, and then on that one, that's right. So that's exactly it. It looks like that's the part to play, and the exact length of that chain they give you. If you're not 100% sure, undo one side of the chain and I'll show you. Right, if you're not sure of the chain length, they give you a guide of the exact length what it should be when you put it side by side in a book, so you can measure it to make sure that you have not made any mistakes, which we haven't. Look, exactly the right length, the exact right length. So that is why they say if you're not sure, if you put too many links on, use this as a guide, because it's a one-on-one. This is one of one at the end of the day. So that's the exact length in that book. That fits just right on there. So it shows you the hook on one end and the bits on the other. So that is correct. And then you can put a Pac-Man. Right, that makes sense. So one of the ghosts go on the end of that. So what we need to do is put this back on there. So that's a very good guide actually. So it's make sure that you have not put that in correct. Like, you know, you think, oh, if I put too many chains on, it don't feel right. No, it's the exact. That's what it recommends. If it goes too tight on here, I know what will happen. It's plastic. It will snap, and that's exactly what tends to happen. You've got to be so careful with these. You know, it's still plastic at the end of the day. It's not made out of metal. It's not like a Meccano set back in the early days. I used to have Meccano. I missed my Meccano set. So what we need to do is just thread this in. So I'm going to thread it in this way because it's putting up a little bit of a residual fight. There you go. There you go. Round that one. There you go. Round. And then, oh, no, wrong way. Yeah, donut. That way's should get there in the end. There you go. So, looking at that, which is perfect. So now what we need to do is, where's them little, what was it, a little blue ghost? A little blue ghost. We did have a little blue ghost in that red bag. We've got a pink ghost, red ghost and a blue ghost. That's the Pac-Man. Sits round on the table. Cool. There's the blue ghost. So look how tiny these are. That's what I'll say to you. Put them back in the bag, you're going to lose them. And that sits on top of that ghost. So when you look, it spins round and it looks like he's chasing him round the track. So this is one part of the cockpit. So yeah, that's actually quite cool. So yeah, that's set correctly. So don't worry about that. If that chain looks a little bit loose, it's not. You can't, you know, if you took a chain link out of that, I suppose you could take one chain link out, but then it was telling me that was the chain link it should have done. But let's see if I can take one chain link out, see if that makes a difference. It actually does. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Yeah, I've took one chain link out because that looked a bit loose. You know, it wasn't gripping the cogs properly. So I've just took one chain link out, and that is now a lot better. It's took a lot of that slack out, and it's covering all the cogs. Cool. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that because that's exactly. It shouldn't be too loose anyway. You've got a little bit of residuance, but as long as it covers all the tracks on it, and it does. Cool. Right. Perfect. They have now snapped into place. That section done. Right. So let's build part of the second bit of that base bit now. So it looks like we're going to need some yellow standoffs or cream. Is it cream? Cream. How many do we need? One of the cream. Cool. And we need 4 of the grey. We should have 4 of the grey. Cool. 1 of the light grey. Cool, yeah. And 1 white. Okay, well where's the white one then? Yeah, exactly. No white one. No. There's no white one in here. See, this is what I'm saying. It's not good. No. It's not giving me a white one. No. Bugger. We needed it. See, so there is starting to get bits missing. See what I mean with this? This is what I'm saying about it. It could be frustrating. You can't afford to have any pieces missing. Ah, sorry, it was in the other bag over here. Oh, thank God for that. Let's put them over there. I didn't see it. It was over there. No, give me bits that's bloody missing. I need it. Right, cool. So what we need now is going to be... Ah, no, you still need some more bits, and they're in that bag. You need another one. Yep, you need one of them ball things. Yep, you do. Cool. That's the track. And we need another one of them cog wheels. Not that type of cog. It looked like one of them trade-offs. Yeah, one of these things again. One of these. Right, cool. Okay. Whew. That waved me for a brief second. I thought, oh no, I didn't know the bag was sitting over here. This is what happens when you do Lego for long periods of time. It can get to you. It can definitely get to you. So we need to take the long white one, put it on the shaft. End of the day. Cool. Right, leave that one on there. Cog needs to sit on that one wheel. Yeah, okay. Sits. So we got the white bit sitting on the long shaft, and one of them double cog thing wheel ones again pushes right down on the long stem, so it leaves the stem, short stem, available. Now we need to take these on these parts and put the, let's do the corners first because it gives you the correct amount what we need to put these in, so which is cool. So one on that corner, one on that corner, then one on that side, one on that side, and then one in the centre, and then it gives you the correct way of actually putting these in, so you're not actually moving on it. So yeah, the taking one of them out was so much better. They took all that slack out. It looked like I must have put one track too many in. Perhaps I didn't take in consideration of when you put that other track in, you don't need 11, you only need 10 because the other one counts as 11. Right, cool. Okay, so next thing is, where do we need to put this white one standing at? So the white one should be standing at, is that going to be standing at the, yeah, that's a bit confusing because again, oh, I see. Right, interesting. So what you need to do is push that white one all the way down, including that wheel. And what that does, that now takes up the rest of the remaining slack because it pushes against it, basically. And that's what it's done. It's made that more snug now, much more snug. And it feels a bit more residuant. And it's more smoother, which is cool. Okay. Fair enough, so that's good to know. So the other part that we need to put that in, on that, it is, let me have a look, where do we need to put this other bit? Again, it's not, it says you've got to put it to the other side of the wheel. No, it can't go there, surely. That don't feel right. But that's how it's saying it's got to go. It's got to be snugged in. Right, no, that's not. That pulls it out. Perhaps you do need that other cog then, so, okay. It's pulled that apart, so let me take another one of them chain links and put that other chain link back. Perhaps that chain link did have that in, because it didn't feel right. So you've got to need that other wheel for it to be snugged in into its place. Let's try it. Let's try it. Because I took one out, remember, which is not great. No one else jumping on. I'm not as popular as Andy. Oh man. It's all good fun, isn't it? I mean, at least I got into streaming. That's one good aspect. Jesus, this is not easy, guys. It really is not easy. I kid you not. It's not easy at all. No wonder they said it's for adults. God, they weren't bloody kidding. Right, now that's in, but we need to put that into tension. Let's try that again with that snug fit. Right. Yes. Yeah, that's much better now. It looks like there's too many chain links in. Let me see if I can just take one out. Did I take one out or put one in? Let's take one out. Because that something's not right there. You put these things in, they don't want to come out. Right. Lovely. That's snugged in there now. So let me put that one back in. That's it. That's better. Yeah, that's much better. Cool. We've got there in the end. We have definitely got there in the end. So where's that? Where's them little cogs? Oh, the cogs are over here. The chain links, sorry, not the cogs. So this is important why you've got to get this sorted out, because it looks like you've got to put one, these are like tensioners, like a car chain for like and that's what this is. So you've got to get this chain right. You don't want to put too many links in, because otherwise it's started to rub on the side there. But you don't want it also too loose, too tight and too loose. So this is the reasons why they put these in, to take this slack out, basically. And that looks like that is now correct, because again, looking at that, that is moving freely. And it's got to go all the way around. And it does. You can clearly see it does move all the way around. So we have now got that the correct way, the way that should be. So ball at one end, that one of them funny wheels at the other. Take the tension out. Thank God for that. And it even tells you in the book. Because if you look at the book, as she tells you, one either side. There's white one and the cream one on the other side. So yeah, which is cool. Right, paid 170. We're getting there. End of the day. Right. Right, we can now start building this up a little bit. Cool. Now it looks like something else sits on this, which is cool. Which is going to be two of these. Well, we did have. Yes, we have two of them. One grey stick. Now we did see the grey sticks. Where's the grey sticks? There's the grey sticks. I mean, two of them. The grey sticks and two of the red. We've hardly used the reds. Only done some of the boards. Two of the reds. Okay. Oh, God. Come here, headache. Right, cool. Right. The long bit goes in. We miss one and put one from the, not quite at the end. So it basically, that's how it always stands. Because we look like we've got to sandwich these together at the end of the day. And they should. Cool, it does. And the end of it, and then the remaining two go at the end. but you push them in. And where do these go? Cool. So these go all the way in, into the centre. That's it, and that's the way it sits in. So it then sits in and it looks like it follows a track. Cool. Okay. And right, yes, that was correctly done. Cool. So now the next part is we need another 3 of them. Right. We haven't even done the other parts of the ghost yet, because remember there's more than one mechanical. So 3 of them. Cool. We need one of the 3 O's. Yeah, okay. We need a standoff hole for another one. Yeah, because we got 2 left. Cool. And one of the other little standoffs, which I have. Cool. Brilliant. Right, so first things first, we're now concentrating up this bit now, up here, which is super cool. So let me bring the book down because it's sort of offset slightly. So it looks like we take the long shaft one and poke it through until it clicks in, which it does. Cool. And that then sits let's have a look where this sits, because we've got to look like we've got another one, right, that sits on, where's that sitting, where's that situated. So it looks like, yes, this looks like it's sitting on top. It is sitting on top. So we'll put that in and push that all the way. Cool, okay. And we need to port that, keeps it straight on there. Cool, okay. This is a bit weird. So there's got to be a reasons why they've put it there at the end of it. That one is now standing up. That has to stand up. These ones look like they're poking through, but I don't know yet. I'm going to double check. But it does look. I don't know, something's not right, something's not adding up on this section. It's not right. That piece is right because we've kept that. There's got to be a reason why we've put that on there. I'll go back to that in a minute. Let me go on to the other page. It might make it much more clearer at the end of the day. So we've got, yeah, that is right. I don't know. These pictures are bloody confusing. Hopefully it might make it a little bit more clearer. No, it doesn't. It doesn't get any better. Right, let's follow this for a minute. So, I think that white one there, these ones have to go up one. Let's have a look. No, that was right. These have to come, that one has to come back off. No, I've just had a look on the previous page. It's not, it's wrong. So yeah, this is set right. It's definitely set right. So we've got a hole there, hole there. No, that is right. So it has to sit. Right, okay. But it's vague on this section because it throws it off the way it's not sitting direct. You can't see because it's set at an angle, which is not exactly helping on that front. So we've got the hole sitting there. We've got one standing up to it, then one sitting. Cool. Right, okay. And then where that one is actually sitting, right, it looks like, I think it sits there, and that's how it sits. There you go, it does. Right, so when you put the 3 on, it has to sit in amongst that, it has to sit, right, so let me double check, make sure this goes all the way around. We haven't got a jam. No, it's fine. So the 3 has to sit right in between on top, because it looks like you can't see because the way they've done the angles, but this one there looks like that sits in, that's raised, and then you've got one there that sits on the side, and it looks like you should have one empty and one grey, which it does. That's exactly it. So that looks correct now, but that's confusing on there. Right, don't matter, we got there in the end. Right, perfect. That's what I said to you guys, this is not an easy task to actually put together. So, put that aside for a minute. Now we need, don't want to lose none of the tracks. And the last thing I need is losing the tracks. Right, we need one of the grey because it's got a little bit of the standoffs on there. Cool. On that front, so we need one of the creams. There's 2 of them, so we only need one. We need a grey long shaft one, right? Okay. Oh, 2 of them. 2 of the long shaft. Cool. We now need part of the L bracket. Cool. We need a black standoff one. Where's that? Where's one of them? It's going to be in that other bag, isn't it? No, it's going to be in that bag? No, it's not. It's going to be in this bag. No, it's in here. We need one of them and a wheel, a rubber wheel. Again, one. Like a round wheel. Cool. So, first things first, we take the L shaft ones of one of these, and we need to put it in the top part. Doesn't matter because they're both the same size on the thing on it. The brown cog goes in at the bottom of the, so you want the smooth side going in so it clicks. Then put the wheel, because it's got their little notch cut out, it then slots onto that section. Lovely, like so. When it goes on, come on, there you go. So it sits on there. Yep, nicely. And then we need to take the long grey, one of the long grey ones, and push it all the way in so it sticks out. Yeah, okay. Cool. And we need to do the same again so they're parallel with each other. So you've got 2, and the grey one sticks all the way through. Ah, no it don't. Sticks at the other end, and then it runs parallel to that. So that's how you want it, basically. So it literally runs all the way along, minus the dog's ears. Right, cool. That then goes back on this board, and it looks like it goes up the top, up here somewhere. So we need to calculate where this goes, and I'm going to say, let's have a look, because it's again vague, very vague, as usual with this stuff. It looks like it sits onto does it sit behind it, in front of it? Looks like it sits on top of it. Really? Well, it won't, so it won't be able to do that. Ah, no, because I've got it upside down. So it needs to stick, the ball section here, it's got to sit down on this section. So it goes in the remaining 3 holes. There you go. And it sits snugly. So it does. So that's where it wants to sit. Sits on that shaft. So it extends it. So it's a nice long shaft sitting on that. Good. Right, thank God for that. Right. So the next part, we need, again, 1 of these, 2 of the, it looks like we need a cog. 1 cog, yeah, cog. We need a long shaft one. It's a dark grey. Yeah, we've got a dark grey. We've got a T-piece there. Yes, we have. Cool. And we need some short shaft ones. I don't think they're going to be in here. That don't look like them. No, they're not in that one either. I think they're going to be in here. Yep, they are. We need 2 of them. 1. There is 2. There you go. And there's the second one. Cool. And 3 of the little reds. 3 of the reds. Yay. Right. Now let's put these together. So first of all, let's start off with the T at the end of the day. So let's pull it down. So I'm going to point it down and put 1 red in 1. So because the long shaft bits goes into them, so you've got the little bit sticking out, and we look like, you want it so it's looking like that, basically. That's how you want it. So I'm not going up, I'm pointing it down, so yeah, that's how we want it. Because I'm looking at the diagram of the way they're putting it. So again, this piece, push it all the way down, so the shaft's sticking out at the bottom. Good. And it looks like we need the mechanism for this, which will be going for, yes. So basically what you need the cog at the top of the T, or at the bottom, or whatever it looks like it, and the flat piece goes onto that, and it shows you a diagram of how that's supposed to look, which is correct into it. So give or take, you're supposed to have it level. So there's a little guide that says 1 on 1. So basically you want to line it up to make sure it's all lined up in a book, which shows you. I'll show you what I mean. Basically, if you're not sure, when you ever see a 1 on 1 in a book, you can place it. That means it's going to be the exact part of how that should line up. So you place it, and then you can say, oh yeah, that's all matching up. Then you know you've got that correctly lined at the end of the day. And that's the same with these. If you see it and you're not sure, measure them up. If you see these boxes, it says 1 on 1. Anything that says 1 on 1, that will be the original piece. It'd be the exact. That'd be the exact size what it should be. So, cool. What we're going to need to do now is put the remaining 2 shafts on top of that. They go on top of these, which they do. And this piece looks like it then, that shaft sits right in the centre of that, which then lines that pin up, and as you push it down, that then snaps into place. Wait, he says. Let's have a look. no, that's not lining up. So that pin, so one of these is obviously, yeah, and that is correct. So why isn't that cog lining up? That cog should sit in it, because again, I'll have a look on the next page, because that might give me a bit of a guidance of how that's supposed to sit. No. So something's incorrect with that sitting on that part. Because it's now not sitting correctly. Because the cog's got to sit in between, and it can't sit in between. You can't move it over because the cog interferes with that section. See, again, picture really is deceiving at the end of the day, and it doesn't do it any justice of how this has to sit. And I've got that correct. It's not in the centre. It doesn't sit in the centre of that pin, does it? I mean, that pin's located right in between, so that's correct. So it's this. So it's rather, what is it, sitting above it, or is that sitting in the centre? Because it can't sit in the centre. I think that the cog has to sit above it. I think that's, I mean, it's not ideal. That don't feel right. Again, the way that cog is, that cog wouldn't even sit in between that. No, it doesn't. It doesn't sit in between. It wouldn't even spin. So something's not right on this side, because it just feels off. $8.13. Right, I need to figure this out, because this needs to be correct for this to be set in. So we've put them in, which is right, so that they're sitting on top and they're sitting on top. It looks like that. It said it's got to sit parallel between them. Well, if it does, that means the cog's got to sit on top. But it looks like it's sitting in between it. It's not doing it any justice. If I go to the next page, no, that's not right. It's clearly not right. At the end of the day, it's not showing you of the cog system how this sits, unless these are moved up one. I think these have to be moved up one, because otherwise that wouldn't sit. So looking at that, it is. So I was right. These here, again, the book's deceiving. You have to move these up just by one for that to sit in. Holy smokes. Really? Come on, guys. Why is this book giving me, why is this book challenging me every way? That sort of makes sense, because then the cog will sit flush, and it does. The cog's now sits flush. Wow. Now the cog's got room to sit flush on that, and it's now above one. Unbelievable. So that's how you have to do. You have to make sure these are one, just underneath the. So you've got two down, and it's on the third. It was down on fourth That's why I thought this ain't sitting right. Right, okay, we've now got somewhere that's now sitting correctly at the end of the day. So we've got that part sorted. So we now need to make another part up, and then we're going to be starting on the other side. So one shaft, two of them, two of the shafts. So it looks like it's on that front. We want a dark grey shaft one on there. Now I did see the dark grey shaft ones. Where's the dark grey shaft ones? No. Here they are. They're in here. Lovely. One of them. Yep. And we need the last remaining cream one. Okay. The ball of the ball ones. No, it's the cap, is it? Is it the cap? No, it is the ball. Where's that gone? We got a shaft there? No. It's going to be in here, isn't it? There they are. One of them. That's it. We're good. So let's make it up. So let's start from the. It's got to be pointing this way, right? So the L's pointing away. So cool. So we take the black. Oh, we didn't get a black one of the standoffs. Yeah, I forgot something. Sorry, my mistake. Right, so top one clips. The ball. No, the ball don't go on just yet. So we need to put that at the back. So it's segregated. So one the black shaft goes one way, the cream one goes the opposite, and then this sits on that ball, basically. Because again, so this must have a right way and a wrong way. Yeah, it does. So that's interesting. That's why it won't fit in. So don't force it. If it ain't going on, it's probably wrong at the end of the day. So again, same thing, towards the ball, and towards the ball. So the same thing again, these all have to be facing towards the ball section, the little ball. There. Hello buddy, PM. Sorry, not been on there, chill, relax. I've been really busy day. Wow, it's coming along nicely. It is. Do you know what? That's what it is coming on. I mean, comparing, I've cracked on with this. Really have. I'm on part 7 out of 14. And this part is seriously challenging. It's just seriously challenging. I mean, it's really complex. I mean, this is not for the faint-hearted on that front. But I'm getting there. I've made quite a lot of mistakes because the book is really confusing. It's not helping. So hopefully we'll get it. We're definitely getting there, and I've definitely corrected a lot of the things. This is the reasons why I need to make parts. So, right. So what we need to do is put these on there. All right. And it looks like that's exactly where it goes. We'll push it in. And we should click right into play. Right, cool. Yeah, that's snug. That's not going anywhere, and that's correctly on that front. On that bit. So yeah, putting that on that section, that looks quite cool on that front. Didn't even see the comments on it because I've been reading that. Sorry guys. So we've gone on that section on there. So now we've got two parts, so it's right opposite. So which is cool. That is now this section done. Let's start on chapter. No, we're starting on page 129, blank canvas. Right, blank canvas. So we need 1 yellow and 4 black. Yeah, right, okay. 4 black standoffs on that one. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. And we need to put these at the front. So these need to stand off. One at the front, miss a hole. Stand at the front, miss a hole. Stand up, miss a front. The yellow, so it looks like it's in the centre. Miss a hole, stand off. Miss a hole, stand off. So now you can see it's isolated. I think that's going to be for the Pac-Man at the end of the day. Cool. So that's that bit done. Don't know why they put a bit of Lego with a plus on that front. Don't get it. But this is the start of the build up on the other part anyway. So now we're going to need some red standoffs now. And again, looks like we've got to rinse and repeat, because what we're doing, I think that's what it's doing. This is what that join is. So it's going to be joining together and it makes one whole one. I think this is reasons why. So, again, 20 pieces. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now we've got to place these strategically again round the board. And we know what happened last time. So we'll keep this yellow piece that's stopped facing towards you, not facing away. So we start off as usual, corners. Right? So the long shaft piece goes down, and you can't make mistakes on these, because you can't miss one because they're capped out basically. So give or take. So we just need to put these in. That phone, did I ping a lot? Jesus. Would have been nice to have an audience. Mind you, look at the time. It is, I knew this was going to be the biggest piece, but it's a crucial piece at the end of the day. But we need to get it out of the way. I'd rather get it done now, and then I know I've done it. So again, all the way around the edge. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, that made anyone jump. So I'll just don't want watching. That's exactly 20 pieces. Cool. Now we need another 34 more. Oh my god. 34 more to dart around the board. Right, so we take them all out. So we need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32 and 34. Wow, that took that all the way down. Don't lose none of the little Pac-Mans, we're going to need them. So a little drinky, my bloody neck's hurting, I know that. Cool. So the next point is we need to put in the book. The book's telling you. Now the book's telling these. We've put them around the edges. We've now got to put these round a certain way around the board. This is going to be for when it joins up and you're making the next part. So let's start from, again, from the bottom part of the yellow sticking towards you. So it looks like that's the easiest thing to do because it makes it an easy guide. So I'm going to start from the bottom at the end of the day. Always start from the corner, and it looks like we need to put 6. And these can only go around one way, basically. Which that's what it is. So we need to make 6 up on here. Cool. We got one more. And one more. Oh, my neck. Right, miss 3. Start on the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. 2. Cool. Miss a hole. Cool. Put that one on there. Cool. Now we do the same again. Corners. We need to do 6. Look at that kid. That kid's enough cry a lot. Jesus. Right. Give me an headache. Mind you, when it don't help when the kids start teething, because again, I know what teething's like. No, I've done that wrong. I was supposed to have missed 2 and gone down 1. Done that one wrong. Looking at that, it's going Google-eyed. So we need to go down 1, so it's got 2. So the hole on this one needs to go down. So we just need to go down on the 3rd hole. Leave the other 2 in place, and then that leaves it correct. Yes, it is. Missed 2. The hole, and we need to go down 1. Cool. Miss a hole. Go down. Why does the TV wants to keep shutting off? Go away, TV. Cool. And now we miss a big gap here now. We want the 4th hole along. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. By we leaving the top gap blank. We're now sort of getting out. Miss a gap. Start again. Okay. And we need to do the exact same thing. Miss a gap. Go a long one. And we leave that 2nd one down. So we're rinsing this. Oh, no, wrong one. Sorry, my mistake. 3rd hole down. Not that's the 4th. Cool. Right, that is 34 plugged in. We've now got that correct. Fine, thank God for that. Wow. Right, so what we need next then is 4 of these. Cool. 2 of these and 2 of the. We want 2 of the little tiny ones. Yes, yeah, they are. 2 of the little tiny cat ones. No, let's see, nearly lost one there. Careful, careful. Jeez, lucky. Right. So what we need to do now is let's put some of these on the spot. So we still keep this towards us, the yellow. We're going to put 1 on one cap on the 6. Yeah, that's fine. 1 on the other. Cool. You can do it. We also need oh no, that's got to come off. Sorry, looks like these have to go flush. Yes, otherwise it's got nothing to sit on. Right, makes sense. And it's the same with this one. Take it off with the prying tool. My mistake. And I'll show you what I've done. So basically, these have got to be sitting flush against it. So one's sitting against it, so it's got a biting point at the end of the day. Right, okay, cool. Now, with these, we need to put 1 on the 4 square which is on that one, on the grey. One on that 4 square of the grey. Cool. And we take the single little cap, put one on one side and one of the other. It says. Cool. Looks really cool. So that is now sitting there. Why does this thing just, is it just doing it to keep pigging? Bloody AliExpress. I'm going to have to turn off these notifications off because it doesn't stop. Right, okay. Otherwise I'll keep getting bombarded. It's the only thing when you sign up to these things. Right, cool. That is done for that. And we're nearly out of places now, but we are still got a little way to go yet. But we are gradually getting them down, and I'll be glad when we do. Right, okay, so what we need next then is white pieces, 4 whites. We got exactly 4, well, there's another white there. That's probably for another bit. We've got 2 white ones left. 4 whites. Now we did have 2 blues, and I did see 2 blues in that bag. Yes, we got 2 blues. Lovely. 2 blues and the 4 black ones. For the stand-ups. Right, cool. 2, 3. What's track doing in here? Got a bit of track in that one as well. I don't know. It's all got to be used anyway. Oh, look, don't use these. These rolled out. I would have been looking for them. No. That's what I said. Please be careful when bits roll out. You're going to be saying, what is that gone? No, I need it. Right. Cool. So we need to put, again, we need to punch this board up. These have to go in the correct orientation. So again, the board one looks like it goes all the way through. No. Sits upright. Right, okay. Then a blue one. So that sits, no, that's wrong. No, that is right. Sorry, my mistake. Sits in front of that. Cool. Miss one, put a blue one in. Miss one, put a white one in. Looks like a chess piece. It actually does. Looks like a chess piece. So the black ones, and I'll show you in a minute. These are the ways it's said on there. Now this one again, white one, sits in front of that. Right in front. Cool. Miss one, put the blue one in, and then again black, miss one, put a white one in. So this is how we need to situate it. So these sit near enough right at the front. Miss a gap, put a blue, 2 black in parallel with the blue. Miss a gap, put a white one in, and then the same opposite. That's what he's saying. And it even gives you a top diagram of what he should do. Now that's the way he should have done it to start with. So, you know, I wish they had done that with all the other bloody builds. It would have made it a lot more easier. So, okay. We need one of these pieces now. Cool. And it's got a 1-to-1 piece, so you can match it up on the book if you're not sure. We need 2 black standoffs. Cool. And what we need to do is put one either side of this whole thing. So basically, so you've got this piece here. And then what we need to do is put that right in parallel. Is that put in parallel? Yeah. Put it in parallel. It looks like between the white guards. At the end of the day, now it looks like that's where it sits, right smack in the centre. Now you've got 2 cogs, right? The cogs should sit in between what I've just put in, and it does. Sits perfect, right? So we've got 2 cogs spins on that, and we need the little tiny wheel ones, like the rubber grommet ones, which we've got, and I think they sit. Where do they sit? They sit on these. So basically, push down on one, push down on another. So these sit on there, basically, right in the front of it. Cool. That's that sorted. Cool. So it's sort of taking shape now. We need to take one of the, oh, there should be two of them. Yeah, there is. One of two. Let's put these remaining pieces now, the little pieces, on the table, because now I'm probably going to start needing some of these. One of them and a black shaft. Little black shaft one. I can put them on there as well. At the end of the day, won't hurt. Yes. So, oh, two of them. Sorry. Yep, there is two. Exactly two. So what we need to do is put one that's got two. We need to put two legs in. Cool. So the short one, it's got two little legs, stand up. Cool. And we need to put that right in the centre of that black one. So it sits in the centre of it. So it looks like a T, basically. That's what he's saying. We take the free one on there, because we don't need the standoffs because they're already on the board. We sit the blue one over it, which slots in the existing two, and it locks it into place. Same on the other side, locks into place. So that's how it looks. Probably not going to do it much justice, but you can get the logistics of it. So it sits in, so it makes a T piece with the two pieces either side with a gap. Cool. Right, now we need 4 of the last grey slats, because now we're making a border up, 1 red, and that should be it. So what we need to do now, let's start making, we'll keep the yellow facing the side towards us. I don't want to alter that at the end of the day. So first things first, corner to corner, right, one corner at the end of the day, and we can put a, hold up, where's that not? It doesn't feel right, does it? No, it's not. It's got to move it up one, because the corner's got to go up. That's my mistake. And then the red should, well, he says there, that's not going in there. Right, corner, red, that's better. Let's take that one off. Where's that prying tool? Lovely. That's it. That's the way it should go. Right, got there in the end. So we've made a corner, and the red is in centre. The same with the grey. Right, so it'll be facing. Oh, God. That's how we've managed to do that. And now what we need to do now is take these two pieces and snap them into play. That's what the book's telling me to do. We snap these two, and it does. It snaps in. Now, if you look at the book tells you, you now snap these in. You snap these two pieces together. Put that piece in with that piece, so you should have a long continuous piece either side, which we do. If you look at that, we'll have a top piece at one end and a grey piece at the other, and that's exactly what we have got. So that's the right orientation that we need, because now we need to put some more chain link, which is probably going to be the next part. We're nearly done this part, so this is the hardest bit to actually try and manufacture. Yes, it is. So again, counting this directly, I was right. We need some chain link now, and we need exactly 11 pieces, and it gives you a 1-to-1 piece with that piece on there to make sure that's correct. So we need another one of these long ones, and we'll count 11 pieces of these little chain link ones. So with what we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right. what it says, and I'm going to follow this. So again, I'm going to go up and down on the chain link at the end of the day, and you put the last piece. When does the chain link? This piece goes at the end of the chain after you made the 11th. So again, I'm going to do one up, one down. I knew this one was going to take a little while to do because it's a complex piece, like all of these things are. Right, okay, we're coming up to the last piece, and again, looking at the chain link, we're going to be putting that. It doesn't matter which way this goes up because you can reverse the chain anyway. So what we need to do is put it in the book and match it, and it matches perfectly. That's a 1-to-1. When it highlights in a red box and it says 1-to-1, once you put it together, match it. Make sure you match it, you haven't made a mistake, which is cool. So, we've done that piece. Right, cool. Now it looks like we might have to do 3 lots of that on that piece. So, yes, you've got to times it by 3. So I was right. And then you wind all that one piece together, and that takes it all the way around the board. So it looks like you're going to need all of these. So again, count the 11 pieces, including that includes 12. So it's count 11. 1, 2, 3. Oh, made a boo boo there. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. Move them to one side for a minute. Do the same thing again because that first piece is done. Because you need 3 of these in total on top. So to make one long chain. So 1 up, 1 down. Wow. Up, 1 down, 1 up, 1 down, and if you're not sure, that's why they give you a 1-to-1 piece at the end of it. So always make sure this is facing up, but it doesn't matter if it's facing down because you've only got to flip it over and it'll be the right side. Match it up on the 1-to-1 piece and it matches perfect, which it does. That's 2. We need to do 1 more, and it should be. We should be there, and we've got 1 more. Oh no, we've got another one there. So how many pieces do we need in total? It's saying 3. Right, okay. It says times 3. So there's got to be another piece that we do have to make. So right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can put these back in the bag, remaining bits, and I'm going to put that bit in there because we're going to need that. That looks like for the other bit, for the other chain link. Cool. Right, same thing again. Up, down. What did you do at the weekend? Fucking putting Lego together. Sounds riveting. It is. It's all fun. I love it. Does make my neck ache though, because I need a break. But I don't want to do anything yet until I finish. So again, the 1-to-1, measure up, perfect. So what we need to. What was that? So it's just follow. Oh, I don't like things falling on the floor. Just felt it. No, I'm glad I did, because it's one of them. I felt that fall. This is the reasons why it's critical. Don't lose any parts, because it's not great. Now what we need to do now is link these. So what we need to do is put well, we can't have these both together, so that's obviously wrong for that. So what we need to do is move that to the end. So what we need to do, we need to space these so these are apart. And that's what he's saying in that book. If they are, take these off, put it on, and move it up the other end. Which I have. Cool. We have. So we've got 3 lengths. That's exactly how we need. So this is one massive long chain link, and then that will link once that goes on. But we don't want to connect that up just yet, because we've got to add to this. We've got to put these little chimneys on. We need 3 of them. So yeah, 3 of them and 3 of the little standoffs. Where's the little standoffs? Oh, no, that's not on. They're the ghosts. No. Let's put these back. Don't lose these. They're the ghosts and the little Pac-Man. They've got to go back. Right. Ah, there they are. Hiding. As usual. 3. 3. Cool. So we need to put these actually on, stand these up. Which we do, and then we can put a little cap on top of them. Okay, same ones, little cap. That's where the Pac-Man and the other remaining, I'm pretty sure, the 2 ghosts and the Pac-Man sit. How many Pac-Man was there? 4? I think there was 3, wasn't it? 3 or 4, I can't remember. Don't know. Anyway, main thing is, these are on. Right. Yes, so now we need to take this and wrap this. Yeah, I was right. The 2 pack, we got two ghosts and a Pac-Man sits on this. Now this has got to be dedicated around the board. So this is reasons why it's vital that this has to go all the way round. This probably has to go around a certain way. And I know it does got to go around a certain way. Let me double check. Yeah, that bloody chain link's got to go around. So it should be 3 in there. Yeah, it does. Well, there's no way that's going to stretch. I mean, that looks just too short. Let me take that back off. That doesn't look right. There's no surprise here again. At the end of the day. It goes round. And it's got to go all the way up. Around on that side. But that track don't seem long enough. Let's go back to the previous page. Let me just double check. Who's given me Love Arts? Thank you very much for giving me that. Much appreciated. So someone's spamming. It's coming up. So yeah, this don't seem to be right, because this is the remaining Pac-Man and the other 2 ghosts that sit round. Obviously I've done this side, so I've got like the little Pac-Man that goes round when it all spins the handle round. But now I've got to put the remaining gears to go round all the way round it, which obviously but looking at this, it says, how many tracks have I got? So I've got, let me double check. So we've got 1, 2, 3, it should have 4. Well, I've only got 3. Oh, for crying out loud. That's why. I've got to make another chain up. I thought it did. I thought, why have I got a chain link there? It was too short. But you can only put 3 of them out. So, yeah, I've got to put another chain link together. I thought it was because the chain link's far too short. It's not connecting. It's like I said, it's a long, long day. Long day. But this is the most critical part I need to get done. Because this is the painstakingly long part. This is what shows off the Pac-Man chasing and the ghost around the board. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, lucky enough, it's not going to be too big. So that would be perfect for me to sit up on my retro stuff at the end of it. I'm a little bit annoyed that one part was missing. You know, just one little part. Oh, not again. This bloody phone. New and saved. Oh, bloody eBay. Might have guessed. Should put that on airplane mode. It won't keep pinging. Right. One long chain. I thought there was something missing, you know. It just didn't look right. I needed that extra link. That's it. We're done. Now, that looks right. So we needed all that chain link for that to go round. Because there was one chain link short. Now it'll go round. It will go round that board now. I can see it. So we need to navigate that bit round down. God almighty, this is like a bloody maze of turning this, put that bit round down. You've got to be careful because you don't want to break the chain link. Where's my tweezers? Guys, whatever, if you ever think about doing one of these, God almighty. Yeah, that is now fitting. That will now fit. Cool. But we've got to put some tensioners in, obviously, to take the slack out at the end of it, because there's obviously not a, now we've done that section. Cool. Now it's telling you to put the little Pac-Man and the other things in. So we should have. Do you know what? I don't even know the name of the Pac-Man. You know, you've got Pinky, Dinky. God, Pinky, Dinky. I don't even know what ones they were. All I know for a fact is that they end up. So, no, I've done that wrong. The Pac-Man's got to be the furthest away from the ghost. So the ghost has to be the furthest away. So it looks like the ghost and then chasing Pac-Man round the board. Yeah, that's really loose. Yeah, that's obviously not right. And we've got one bit of the track looking at that. So let me show you what I've done, guys. So it looks like you've got the ghost sitting on these tracks, but this track's really loose. But again, I think they might have to have tensioners in, and I think this is what the tensioner does. It takes it out, and we've still got some bits to do. So, and I think I'm right. The tensioner takes these out. So I'm going to leave them tracks in for a minute at the end of it, and let's put them little bits back in there because I don't want to lose them. It shows you a diagram what it should look like upside down, and it's sort of got that shape. So the T-piece's shape is right. We've got these right. these are right at the top. Yep, and them. Yep, we've got the cogs right, we've got the gaps, the T-piece. Yeah, everything else is matching up. And that side matched up a lot better. But, obviously, we've got to make some tensioners up. I think that's what we've got to do. And it looks like that's going to be the next part, and it is. How did I know it's going to be that? So, 2 balls and 2 of the white sticks, which is going to be the last pieces. Cool. And we need to put the white pieces all the way down. God, Jesus. Got to really push these down. But you don't want to pick them off the table. Right, cool. And these are tensioners. I was right. These will take it up. Now I need to put these in the right orientation. And it looks like you've got to put them right in the centre. One goes there. And let's have a look, see where the other one goes. Yeah, you've missed the gap. Yeah, so that is cool. It's still not spinning 100%. It's not great, but we're not finished yet because we've still got some more tensioners to put on. So that could take the remaining slack out of that, but it is spinning round, and I can see Pac-Man going round, which is cool. Right, remaining 2 of the threes. We need 2 of the greys, 2 of the reds. Yeah, I knew that would be the hardest bit on that. I mean, Jesus, got a big knot in my neck, and I can feel it. Hot bath will probably shift that, or not shower. Right, 1 on one side, 1 on the other. So we need to make 2 of these. Cool. So we need to put 2 of these end pieces, so they're just standing offs at the end of it. So they're cool. So we can put these back on the board, and these will slot over onto this section there, and it obviously takes this up, which is cool. And then we'll put 1 on the other side, which it has. It gives it like a 3D look, but it's too much chain. It's clogging up because the chain's got too much slack in it. But like I said, I still think we've got some more to do yet. It might take some more bits up, so we won't know until I finish. Right, so we need these remaining 2. 4 greys, which we have got exactly 4 greys. Wow, we're coming up to the end, thank God for that. 4 of the reds. 3, 4, cool. We've got 1 yellow there, but I don't know if we're going to need them. 2 of the other bits and pieces, cool. So what we need to do now is, push that to one side for a minute, is the red ones need to go down and on that side. So we've got it into on the, so they just, you know, you got the little bit sticking up, cool. We need to do 2 of them, right, okay. Really cool. Bloody no, these, how the heck do you have to get these in? This is how they ping halfway across the room. Right, so we've got 2 identical. Cool. Right. The small ones, what we need to do is put 2 of these, and they have to push through. We need, oh right, okay. So we need to do 2 of them. We've got 1 remaining. So we've got 2 of these as well. Right, so we put standard them through. Right, now where do these actually go? So let me have a look. So the remaining, I think I know where these might have to go at the end of it, and I think they're going to stand in between, and they do stand in between. So again, they're like a guide. So these sit in between the white, blue and white. So again, facing upwards with them little bits. And the remaining two sit in between on top of these two pins here. Cool. At the end of the day, but it still ain't took the slack up because it's still jamming. Because it looks like it goes under. Yeah, it looks like there's too much chain, but let's put these remaining bits on. So we need 2 of them and 2 of these. If not, I'll have to take some of that chain link off. Right, piece on that side, piece on that side, and where do these remaining 2 bits go? And they go all the way up here. Yeah, there is too much chain link. I'm going to have to take some of this chain link off, guys. At the end of it. So it looks like I can take off at least 3. Let's have a look. Let's take that piece back out. Cool. Just makes it easier. Yeah, I took a couple of pieces of chain link out at the end of it. But, oh look, that's come off. It's the only thing with this chain link. It's really fiddly. It's not ideal. That's better. That's much better. So now the chain link is now going round perfectly. Ah, but it won't go all the way round. Hold up a minute. Does that piece have to go there? Unless I've got that chain link wrong, because that chain link is not going through. Looks like it goes round. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, I thought there was something wrong. Something wasn't right with that. No, it's got to go all the way around the board. Right, okay. Yeah, so this sits, that's better. So it looks like it has to sit round. That's a lot better. That is going round a lot smoother now. Look, I've took at least 3 chain links off, and that is running lovely. So all the little ghosts and the Pac-Man are going round the board. At the end of it, I thought it was something not right. I thought, why didn't that go in? So we've got one going at the bottom, one going at the top. So it looks like the Pac-Man, or vice versa, whatever route you want to go down. And that's going round nice. It's not clunking. It's not jamming up. Lovely. Right, and we should have them bits over. And that is chapter 7 of 14. Or part 7, whatever rate you go down. It looks like that is it. There ain't nothing else. No. Next part will be part 8, and that's now going to be tomorrow, because it is now, looking at it's 9:04. I've been on this far too long, and I have now finished this part, which is really cool. But we're not finished, because we've still got to build this up. This will be in part 8, because obviously in part 8, once this is done, it will be sitting on the board and it will be mounted, so you can actually then, there'll be cogs and mechanisms that will show you this round. And then this, obviously you've got to make a 3D maze up, and this is what is building into a 3D maze. But so far, really cool. Little light. So, as guys, thank you for watching at the end of the day. And the next part will be tomorrow, probably be in the afternoon. And I want to continue cracking on out of 14 parts of this. This is the next part will be part 8. So, you know, we're more than halfway through the build, which is great. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks very much.